In 2014, a friend sent me this video. I still remember my first two thoughts. Girl, that water has to be filthy. And wow, people are having a really fun time. I have to try this. At this stage of my life, I was trying to transition from metal and rock music to more mild indie rock and synthwave. And KASKADE was the first electronic music artist that made me think to give a chance to becoming an electronic music artist. And he was actually the first EDM artist that I became fan of. And this is a remix that I made with Andrea Bottes. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is an official remix of Heaven Knows and released today on Monstercat. This video is the story of how we get there. Everything started with this email, and the mail starts like this. This is a bit of a wild one. We have this track with KASKADE, Punctual, coming out soon. We were speaking with KASKADE about getting him to play it out at EDC Orlando, November 8 to 10, but it turns out he's playing a back-to-back techno set with Alice in Wonderland, and it won't fit in this style-wise, which is fine. We are wondering if you are able to turn around the remix in the next 2-3 days that we could pitch for him to play in the set. It's a bit of Hail Mary, but we could push for it, and if they are done with the remix, we would look to release it officially. So when we read this together with Andrea, we were like, okay, we would love to make a remix. We have 2-3 days, and he may be playing in the EDC. What is going on, right? We received this email on a Thursday, and we had to finish remix on Sunday. The funny thing was that I had also show in Finland, in Helsinki, on Friday. So it was a crazy schedule, and I remember reading email, running to the studio, downloading the stems, and just starting to remix it with Andrea. When you do an official remix, you oftentimes get stems. Sometimes you just get a couple of channels, and sometimes you get whole track. In this case, we get the whole track, kind of. And I remember when we listened together with Andrea, the first thing that we realized, this. We were like, oh my god, those vocals are amazing. And the second thing was this synth. Love the vocals, love that arpeggio. Let's use some type of our signature techno beat, that kind of really driving, powerful beat under it, and see what happens. Let's go. We don't have time. And then first we thought, okay, we have to create the ambience, right? Let's take that vocals and create the ambience and then vocals on top. This part is clean like this, and it's reversed and reversed. And then just gated it, put the highs a bit up. Then we immediately had this really nice groove. You were like, let's go, this is good. If you wanted the kick is coming from my Seismic Techno kick packs. Best kicks that you'll ever get for this type of techno, really. No humble opinions here. And then we had this up and down bass pattern on that with a sub and a kind of a distortion layer coming from my Forge pack. These presets and samples are the secret sauce. Then we have this. Vocals on top. What does happen then? And then we realized, okay, this is way too much, right? And the idea was, okay, we need definitely chord progression here when the vocal comes in, but we can come back to that. Let's make the breakdown. This video is sponsored by Lander. If you are looking for a better way to distribute your music, Lander distribution makes it simple and cost-effective way to share your music with the world. For just $23.99 a year, Lander distribution delivers your music to all major streaming platforms and stores worldwide. And they include YouTube Content ID and Shazam Discovery without any cost. Want to release your cover songs? It is just one-time $15 fee per track. No recurring charges, and you keep 100% of your royalties. Plus, you get unlimited uploads for all your music. And the best part, your track stays online permanently, even if you pause your subscription. If you want to check them out, you can save 20% with the link below. When Monstercat said that KASKADE may play in Orlando, both me and Andre being a DJ, we were immediately thinking, okay, breakdown and drop is really important. We were really trying to think out of the box, something that will put people inside a trance. What can we do? We went back to that vocal chop idea and ended up chopping the vocal so that we kind of have a melody like this. And purpose of this was like, make this huge and kind of break apart the 4 to the floor beat. We layer this one with the bass. This is the really raw take of the idea. Something like this. So we have this Reese bass. These notes are very important to elevate the emotions. And then we were like, okay, break apart the 4 to the floor, put a breakbeat here. We chopped some breakbeats from Splice. Remember, this is not a mixing part. This is the first idea. Everything is like on top of each other because we just want to throw the ideas. We don't have time. We need to come up with something. Big build up. And then the idea was like, okay, let's go back to the vocals and build up to the main drum. And then we go into this. Comes in the main part. And then bring that back in. And go into this. We throw this idea very fast, maybe in an hour or two. The whole structure was already there. We were just throwing into it. And then during the day, we finished the whole track. And this was all like, okay, this is it, right? Right here. When I close my eyes, I remember your face. And track builds up into this main drop. It literally took us a day, 24 hours, finish it up, send it over to Monstercat and hope for the best. And I remember after finishing this, I just went directly to airport and just take the flight to Helsinki and hope for the best. So I landed on Finland. I went to shower, come back, and then saw the email. They mentioned that personally, him and the other A&Rs are very impressed with what we have been able to put together with a short notice. So this is a very good news for us. However, we get a feedback. Both me and Andrea, we really love feedback because I always think that a second opinion, another eye and ear is extremely useful, especially if the feedback is coming from another producer. I know that he's a really good producer and I really value the feedback. So at this point, you have to realize I'm in Finland. This is after my show. I have one day in the hotel room and all these edits has to be done in a hotel room with me with the headphones and the laptop. And we said, okay, here are 3 versions. We actually really like the breakbeat and we really want to keep it, but we also understand festival dynamics. So here's 2 other versions. Let's send these all 3 versions to KASKADE and he may decide. So we send the tracks and then we actually didn't hear much, but both me and Andrea, we were really in love with the track. It's by far one of our favorite tracks. So what we did, we of course start spamming and hope that they would release the track. But from the looks of it, our chances look really slim and we were kind of giving up on it until we received another wild email. Hey Andrea and Alice, I appreciate your patience while I navigated everything with this Heaven Knows remix. I finally have green light from all teams to move forward with releasing this on the SPs. However, we are on an incredibly tight timeline to lock everything in and roll the campaign out. When the mail is sent, it was actually 2.5 weeks to the release date, so everything was really super tight. So I just wanted to get thumbs up on all of the high level details. At this point, we were like over the moon. We were like, yeah, this is really happening. Oh my god, let's go. And the release date was 12th of February. We were like, oh no, we have another release day. But they were like, okay, let's switch this one with the other track. The other track is called Going Under, which is an amazing track, I think. That one will be with the Sarah Devaran. I will come back to that later. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. But anyway, so we switched the tracks and that one will be coming in April. And then it was time to visit the track one more time. And this is the final version with everything updated. So how we set it up? We want this strong opening. I can't see the colors. Straight into the vocal, right? The vocals were already very nicely processed. We didn't have to do much. I can't see the colors. Right? Into that horn again with the transition effect. The heads are slightly different now, simply because this groove feeling was working better and making track develop faster. This off the helps really build up. Basically simple. Close that together with simple. And we have this one, slight EQ and soothe to smooth it up. The reason being, we don't want to really clash too much with the vocals, and vocals are the main focus. Vocals are the stars here. Before you ask, let me show you the low end. Again, the seismic, the kick from the pack. Just amazing. Just shorten up a bit so that I can make it tighter. Then we had this up. Simple high preset. This is the pattern. Really tight, right? You can really see bass developing. Side turn the kick. Slight pull tab bump and cut. This makes the sound a bit less thumpy without. Wait. more like a real sub basically. And the reason being that I can just control the volume and have this layer on top. From Forge, that SYNTHS sound has a bit modulation on it so that it opens up and cuts down. And we have auto filter to open it up again. And an EQ. And slight delay on just top hand. That kind of provides the ambience, right? And then we have the low end bus. Small EQ. This is the main source, black box saturation. Without. With. And again, maximizer just to clip off the transients. And if you take a look, this too is already very strong alone. As I remember your face, I hear you in thunder. And then we wanted to emphasize the vocals changing and vocal chorus coming in, and then the corporation coming in, basically getting more like this type of hat, right? An ARP. For the ARP, again, we try to make them smoother because I want to give the weight to the vocals. So Soothe is touching the vocal, so that vocal hits, it cuts a bit from the ARPs. You see how beautifully they pass together? And then went to that big hands in the air. Now we are having the moment break. Right, then we build up. When I close my eyes, I remember your face. And then when the vocal comes, it's really beautiful. It's just like ambience, everything connects together here. When I close my eyes, I remember you. And then we have this final big climax point where the vocal come together, and we have this final big lead. This is probably the other people will be asking. It's actually just a wavetable. Sounds like this. Automating the filter frequency like this. We have tons of saturation on it. Isotope trash too. Let me turn this off. This off as well. From here, first saturated. And trash. And then more EQ. Because EQ is doing a lot of stuff. Right? Doing the heavy lifting here. And we have like delays and the reverbs here. Such in the origin sound, so we are trying to keep it clean. This is also like such in the origin sound. When the origin sound hits, we are ducking both reverb and delay. We actually tend to make things a bit more minimal, but in this case we just want like all in. Let's get that chorus like a bit crowded, a bit like high on the energy. And then use that vocal chops again to connect everything together here, which really beautiful connects. And here, this bass layer looks like we made it on the go. Out of porta or legato. And we have a gate infiltrator. Also sidechain decay. And we are really interested on this high part of this sound. So these two really helps each other together. And then we go back to the art and slow it down. If you want to deep dive on music production, you can take a look at my courses, or if you can take a look at my samples and presets, both are on mercurialtones.com. But if you want to stay here, learn more about music production, I have another video here. Take a look.